Audible lets you enjoy all of your audio entertainment in one app. You'll always find the best of what you love or something new to discover. Hey, Ronnie, what have you been listening to on Audible lately?
Well, you know I love some wellness in my life.
Yes.
I read a lot of books that help me, and especially because it is a new year, okay? So I've been really working on my habits. So I've been working on Atomic Habits by James Clear. That's the title I'm really into right now. It's my New Year's title. And guess what? I'm already habitually, atomically better.
Great. Well, here's something to also make you better. New members can try Audible free for 30 days. Visit audible.com/crappins or text crappins to 500-500.
Wondery's new podcast, Dis and Tell, wades into the glorious mess of celebrity beef. Each episode explores a different iconic celebrity feud and asks, what does our obsession with these feuds say about us? Follow Dis and Tell wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen ad-free on the Amazon Music or Wondery app.
There's so much that happens. Watch what happens. Who cares what happens when there's so much that happens? Hello and welcome to Watch What Crappens, a podcast about all that crap on Bravo that we just love to talk about. I'm Ben Mandelker, and joining me today is the one and only Mr. Ronnie Karam. Hi, Ronnie. How are you?
Well, hello, Ben. How are you?
You know, I'm doing very, very nicely, okay? It is Monday. It is Monday, January 15th, Sade's birthday, MLK Day. And also, we are starting a brand new week. And we got a whole bunch of... We're really excited because today we're actually talking Southern hospitality and Potomac together. And also tomorrow... we are going to dive into the Traders US. So if you are not caught up, you better catch up because we don't want to spoil anything for you guys. And it's also like the best show of all time. So we'll be doing that tomorrow. Also, the Crappies, the tickets are on sale. Go to watchwhatcrappens.com. Thank you to everyone who's already bought a ticket. We're going to have so much fun. February 17th, we're giving out awards for the best and the worst of Bravo over the past year. What a year it's been on Bravo. You know, it started with Scandival, ended with Reality Bontees. I mean, is there any better year to give out awards? And are there any better people to do it? It's going to be us, our friends, special guests. We already have a whole bunch of special guests who've said, yes, they will join us. Really excited for that. I don't know what else there is to say. Go to watchwhatcrappens.com. Get your tickets. February 17th, Los Angeles. Ronnie, what's going on with you?
Oh, God, we're having some drama over here because it's Texas in the winter, which means everything freezes and the electricity goes out and there's no hot water and all that. Now,
don't touch guardrails.
By this point, I would learn that this is a thing and I should prepare in advance. Now, what I did do to prepare was I put a lot of water into a Le Creuset. That's literally all I did. I don't know why I didn't think to fill up a bathtub or do all the things that they tell you to do, but the electricity just came back on. That's good. I did not get to shave, and I really need to shave. So I have an itchy face, and it's very cold. I had to carry my dog out there and plop him down and force him to poop. He wouldn't do it. I almost squeezed him like a tube of toothpaste to get it out of him. I was like, you're not complaining. Everybody poops. Do it right now. He was like, no, it's freezing. I was like, poop.
By the way, I enjoy you with a little bit of 5 o'clock shadow personally.
Why, thank you. This is not 5 o'clock. This is some 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
Freeway underpass will work for beer. Okay, that's what
it works.
Going on.
It works for me. I like it, Ronnie.
Well, let me tell you who doesn't work much. The cast of Southern Charm. Wow. Yeah. There's a lot of standing around on the show. Why are there so many people on the floor? You know, as someone who worked in service for a long time, an old service queen, when I was not managing, no one was stupid enough to let me manage, but I was like a waiter, you know, boss or whatever. And here's my question. Why are there so many people on the floor? How are any of us supposed to make this much, any money with this many people on the floor? Send half of these fucking losers home, all right? And get some clothes that fit.
And that too. Okay. A lot of people, a lot of things going on on Southern hospitality right now. A lot of stuff. So I guess we'll start with Southern hospitality, and then we'll do a check-in with Potomac at the end, because honestly, Potomac not having a great season, and I don't know if anyone wants to hear us do like a full-on like recap with jokes while we talk about Karen's PAVE event, which was way more serious than deserves to be covered by this podcast. So we're gonna just do a big Southern hospitality moment, which everyone should be watching, by the way, because it's also really good. So it starts off, Oisin, he is our resident OnlyFans content creator of the show, as far as we know, I should say. There may be others, but we don't know of them. So Oisin, we see him going to what looks like kind of like a health food store or like an organic, natural, whatever, to get milk, because I'm the milkman. So he's getting milk, but he's getting these half gallons, premium health food store milk. Sir, why are you not going to Kroger and getting your gallons of cheap, bad for you milk rather than organic
get to
stuff?
Costco. Like, what kind of money are you making on OnlyFans that you're stopping at like fucking Harris? I don't even know. Harris Teeter is a big store, but you know what I mean. Like, you just
final.
Yeah, do something smart. Also, I'm confused by the whole jerking off to milk thing. I don't get how that's hot. Milk is disgusting. Okay, I love milk to eat. I love dairy. But milk, like today the electricity went out. I'm just going to say that a million times because I'm not over it. But the first thing I thought was, I have actual milk in there. What is going to happen to the milk? And then I opened the fridge and just looked at the milk like, ew, I don't trust you. You're going to be nasty in like 5 seconds. I do not want to jerk off to milk. And also, it's 2023. How are you not forced to do coconut milk and almond milk and oat milk? Like, who wants to jerk off to your actual cow pus?
Yeah, actual cow pus. Also, he acts like he invented this phenomenon of being like an insta thought pouring milk on himself. Like, that is, you did not invent that. There are many people who do that, and I agree with you. Like, have you ever just drank milk and then like an hour later or half an hour later, your breath smells just kind of weird? It's just like milk breath. Like, that's what you're basically doing to your body. You're making your body smell like milk. It's not a
look, people, drink your milk. I'm sorry to milk shame everybody, but listen, also to your point that people have been using milk to get people horny for a long time. Of course, well, they've been jerking off, for money for a long time too. You got to get a gimmick. It's like the musical Gypsy. You got to get a gimmick. They have all the strippers and they're talking about their gimmicks that they have, to sell. And that's what you got to do, I guess. My gimmick would be like, I'm going to eat gluten-free things while I touch my wiener, because I feel like we're just in the world now where people need that kind of stuff. They need their allergies addressed. Or I could be like, I'm super triggered. You know what? You hurt my feelings. And then people could jerk off while I talk about how they've triggered me. Something like modern. Just milk.
Milk. Well, actually, I will say this. In favor of milk, milk has a relatively easy cleanup because, versus oil, like if you put oil all over your body, it's like, ooh, it's shiny and sexy. But then the cleanup on that's going to be annoying. It gets all over the towels in this annoying way. It's just everywhere. It doesn't wipe off nicely. Yeah, I guess it's sort of good for your skin. So milk is I think a little better for the cleanup. So I appreciate that. But I just,
no,
you don't, you'd think oil would be better.
Milk is just, no, I don't know that there needs to be a better. Both are horrible, but I will say this. He's a terrible roommate. And, you see him filming this stuff in the community bathroom at the house he's renting a room out of while he's shooting here. And it's disgusting. I don't want to have your milk in the drain. That's gross. Also, I live where there's septic, so I'm like, that's going to be cheese in about 5 minutes.
Yeah. Also, it's so wasteful filling up a tub with milk. What he really should do is fill up a tub mostly with water and then add enough milk so that way it looks like milk. That's, I think, what you really do. But
well,
he's using
here's
the entire
what's
tub for
happened.
milk.
We've talked about milk for 10 minutes, and our entire audience has basically
subscribed to his OnlyFans. Everyone,
they probably all had to take a moment at work to go jerk off in the bathroom, because who is not totally turned on right now after all this milk talk?
Oisin. I have a friend who actually has an OnlyFans, and he does the milk thing. He's quite effective. I mean, I haven't seen his OnlyFans, but he will be on Instagram pouring milk on himself, and I'm like, he pulls it off. He definitely pulls off the milk thing, but I don't think he literally pulls it off. But I don't know. I mean, I'm wishing. I'm just calling him Oisin again. Oisin! Hey, Oisin! He does a very good job, that Oisin. No, Oisin, yeah. I'll give it to Oisin about this. He definitely does have, in my mind, BDE. Like, I think that he definitely has that vibe. I think people want to just sort of follow him around and be with him and everything. So, I do credit him with that.
I think he's got Luigi energy from Super Mario Brothers, and I'm not impressed. It's like Luigi's working out in 2023, but at the end of the day, he's still Luigi. He's still following Mario around.
Well, this begs a larger question. So you're implying that Luigi doesn't have BDE. Does Mario have BDE? I don't feel like Mario has BDE at all. I think Bowser has the BDE.
Mario has I'll eat you out energy.
It's me, Mario.
He'll make an effort. I mean, when your ass is lost, Mario's going to find you. You know what I mean? I don't even think it needs to be like big dick energy. You just know if you forget your keys, Mario's going to go back and get those keys. Right. Mario is going, if Instacart didn't bring the milk, let's say, Mario's going to go to the store himself and get you that milk to make sure you are satisfied. Mario, I think, is just a good boyfriend. Maybe a little needy. Maybe bad things happen around Mario a lot, but bad luck. He's bad luck, but he's a good boyfriend, I think.
Mario definitely gives JT vibes off of Southern Charm. Let's be honest. Now, Bowser doesn't have big D either because he's got a lot of toxic masculinity. Does anyone in the Mushroom Kingdom actually have BDE? Does anyone Wario? Not really. Waluigi? No.
You know who does? All those little worker mushrooms. Like when you play Mario Build It or whatever, Mario Maker. Those little mushrooms are like, "Hi Mario, I'm building a palace. Could you find me a ton of bricks?" And then you have to go solve some puzzles to get them bricks.
Was that Leah Black? Hi. What about those little those beetle things that just have the hard shells? They're just walking back. Oh, you know who might have BDE? Is Bullet Bill? Does Bullet Bill have BDE?
Bullet Bill has big bullet energy. I mean, who needs a D when you've got a bullet?
Bullet Bill just goes after what he wants.
Exactly. He's a bullet. He's literally a sex toy.
He just comes at you.
He doesn't need to compete with a penis. He wins. Bullets win.
Okay, Bullet Bill, the BDE of Super Mario Brothers. Okay, so Oisin is buying milk, and the clerk at this place, at this natural food store, is very confused. I mean, this guy just woke up from a 5-day Grateful Dead bender, and he's like, "What do you do with all that milk?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm the milkman. Don't you know? I'm the milkman taking over OnlyFans."
So now it's Saturday and people are showing up to work in the daytime because, it's Saturday party day. And so Joe and Maddie are meeting up and he's like, how you doing? How you doing, Maddie? She's like, tired. I'm tired. So then we get my favorite character, and I know yours, Ben, Leah CEO. Leah CEO comes in. She's like, hey, does everybody have an agenda today? Does everybody have an agenda? Alrighty, this week, ownership, that would be lava to me. Ownership to you. No one look her in the face. No one stare her in the eye. And definitely no one say her name. I don't want to have to grass your ass, which I will do. I'm basically like a gardener with a bag of seed getting ready to turn your asses into grasses. So anybody want to fuck with me today? Anybody? One of you? Anybody? I'm Leah, CEO.
Yeah. Ownership wants to make sure we're stocked, DJ-wise and employee-wise on Sunday. So are we in a good spot there? Capiche? Exacto? Know what I'm saying? Okay? And Chris, the GM, is like, well, we will be. Oh, what does that mean? Oh, we will be. Okay? What does that mean?
We aren't now, but we will be, Chris. Hey, Chris, can I get a CEO from you? Can everybody own it? That's what I want from you, Chris, right now, okay? Pretend that you have that title for one fucking second, you goddamn hipster moron, okay? Can we stop twirling our hipster mustache and answer my goddamn question, Chris?
This is a corporation. This is a business. ABS. Always be staffing, okay? This is from ownership. This comes from ownership. It comes directly through me. I am the vessel for ownership, and it's going to your ears. And if you do not hear it, then you're going to be walking out that door. Because guess what? Ownership requires it.
And Chris is like, well, I mean, I got to move a couple things around. Yeah, you're going to move a couple things around, or I'm going to move a couple of your ass cheeks into the ground. Do you understand? Okay.
So then Joe is like, do you think it would be better if I hosted for day club or for nightclub? And Chris is like, well, in a perfect world, both. Does that sound good, Leah? Does that sound good? Yeah, that's right. You're working around the clock because guess what? Your ass is mine, Joey Marbles. It is mine. Ownership wants it.
It doesn't even matter what town we're in. I'm the mayor of this town, and guess what this town is? It's a town without fucking pity. Got it, Joey? Okay, you're here. You're here until I tell you to go home. Okay, anybody else? Anybody else want to fuck with me right now? And Maddie's like, hey, listen, I have a huge opportunity because James from Vanderpump Rules is going to be DJing in a coffee shop or something. So please, there's a Payless shoe opening that James is going to be at. So it's huge. It could be huge for me.
All right, what time is this gig? Okay, because I got to tell ownership. And she's like, well, it's at 9 p.m., but it should be done by 11:45. Really? You play that long? That's a pretty long time for you. I think ownership's not going to like this very much, Maddie.
Yeah. And of course, Maddie's not playing till that long, but she wants to be there because she wants to see DJ James Kennedy. And so
also
Maddie
to stand
tells
around in the
us-
VIP area and dance because she's like, yeah, I opened for James Kennedy.
Yeah. So she's like, it's my dream to become a big time DJ. Like, I've played at big festivals, but I've been like small on the list, like way, way down the list. But like, I want to be like higher up on the list, I want to be up as high on the list as like random girls who hire pedicabs are on Trevor's like call list. That's how I want to be, like right at the top, almost at the top at least.
I'm just trying to land a gig at Dave & Buster's. That's all a girl wants, So to open for James Kennedy, a killer DJ from LA who plays in the corner of a sort of strange lounge with purple highlights in it. I mean, he has a huge following. And I'm like one step closer to getting there, man.
And so now we go to work, and TJ's pouring drinks and just looking around persnicketily. Now, I was worried that TJ was going to enter a season where he was worried about what everyone thinks after season 1, because this season he's less persnickety looking. He's just more like, hi, I'm TJ. Look how nice I am. I need shit disturber church lady face TJ to come back on, and he's back today.
He's back.
So I would like to say with open arms and an emptied vacuum cleaner bag, just because I know you're going to fill it up soon. Welcome back, TJ.
Welcome
I've
back.
missed you, sweet guy. Welcome home.
So TJ is pouring drinks. There are a bunch of moms dancing around. And then Joe Bradley is at the front, and he's hugging Sally. Sally's like his new love interest. And he's like, hey, so are you still down for dinner later? And she's like, yeah. Hey, go inside and mingle. It's your job. Go do it. All right, cool. I'll see you at dinner later. So then we see Emmy. Emmy
They're
is
trying to like not show everybody this sparkling energy that they've got to just chemistry. They're like getting their faces close together, and she's like, you need to work now before we get in trouble, big boy. He's like, yeah, I will. I'm totally gonna work now. No one knows. No one's onto us.
forbidden office romance. And then we see Emmy. Emmy's being like, super worker again. She's like, hey, I'm going to check on table 30 again, really quick. I'm going to check on it. I'm going to get them water. I'm going to get them mixers. I'm going to get them whatever they need. Napkins. If they need a napkin, I'm getting them napkins. They need to light their candle again because they lit their candle. No problem. I'm going to take care of it. And Maddie's just looking at her phone like,
Let me tell you why. Because Maddie's certainly not fucking doing it. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you someone who's not checking on table 30. Maddie, she shouldn't even be working here anymore. Like, who gave her power? Am I right? Am I right?
I'm opening for fucking James Kennedy. Yeah. So
And then we
so
cut
mad.
to Grace Lilly in the kitchen putting juice from a gun into a carafe. She's just, is she like this in real life? I mean, I feel like Grace Lilly probably walks around like there's cameras in her house at all time, but she's like, oh yeah, juice. I love the color of this juice. That's some good juice, am I right? I love you, juice. Hey, juice, you're lucky to be putting this carafe. Lily, I'm going to be a star. I am a star. Who's a bigger star than me? Maybe you, Cranberry Juice. It's pretty popular, am I right? Y'all heard of Cranberry? We're friends. And then we cut to Joe Bradley, who's just holding up a bottle of champagne to his ear like he's talking on the phone to it. What is this show? And can it be on 24 hours a day?
I know. And then we see everyone's working, and then they show Maddie just eating in the kitchen. I love the lazy worker edit that Bravo does. It's always so funny. Now
they're giving her the Hannah Banana edit from Below Deck Mediterranean, where every time they'd be like, guys, anchor, and everybody's working, they would cut to Hannah just smoking, and they would use the same clip of Hannah smoking all year. They would just show it 5 times as an episode.
It's so good. And so now Maddie's like, well, everyone's working. Maddie's gathering empty glasses around. And then Leva walks into the kitchen and Emmy's there. And Emmy's like, hey, Leva, could we have a meeting later about taking on more responsibility? I just want to find ways to grow in this organization. And Leva's like, yeah, you've been killing it. And you know what? We can start testing you in different places, which it just cracks me up. Again, everyone acts like they are literally working at like Morgan Stanley or something, or like Target corporate. Like I just want to climb up this corporate ladder here at Republic. I'm like,
oh my God, can we have a meeting about it? Like, I want more tables. And then Leva barely is even here. I mean, one thing I have to say about Leva, a lot of people on Bravo just look like total effort. You're like, oh my God, they're so thirsty. Like, just in this world, I would say like someone like a JT. You know, they're just working so hard. You're like, oh, God, the thirst. Leva is not that kind of a Bravo celebrity. I don't even know what she's doing here. She doesn't want to be here. Like, she has her own show about her restaurant, and she still doesn't want to be here. She walks in with her keys like she's running errands, and she's like, hey, just wanted to come check on you guys. I hope our kitchen's open because I could, like, definitely eat. No, your kitchen's not open? Why do you even have a kitchen? What comes out of this kitchen? You're standing in the kitchen. You see that it's not open.
Have we ever seen anyone cooking in this kitchen, by the way? I feel like the kitchen is just an area where they just make new messages for that sign. Like, this kitchen is not operational. They squeeze limes in it and they write phrases.
100%.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
A new year is a great time to grow your business, but if you're stuck in the trenches of daily tasks like managing order fulfillment, you're not able to focus on what really matters, increasing sales.
ShipStation can help increase your profitability by automating your workflow and keeping costs down with industry-leading discounts.
No matter where you sell or how you ship, your business can grow with ShipStation.
The order details page easily automates shipping tasks and manage orders in one simple dashboard.
Yeah, the order details page lets you quickly and easily update crucial order information and reduce errors.
It's effortless integration everywhere you sell online, including Amazon, Etsy, eBay, Shopify, and more.
ShipStation has enterprise solutions that reduce warehouse costs and improve profitability.
ShipStation's robust automations and reporting make scaling easy. And as your business grows, you can save thousands on shipping costs.
Over 130,000 companies have grown their e-commerce businesses with ShipStation, and 98% of companies that stick with ShipStation for a year become customers for life.
Make this year your most profitable one yet with ShipStation. Use promo code Crappens today at ShipStation.com to sign up for your free 30-day trial.
That's ShipStation.com, promo code Crappens.
Being an actual royal is never about finding your happy ending. But the worst part is, if they step out of line or fall in love with the wrong person,
it changes the course of history.
I'm Arisha Skidmore-Williams.
And I'm Brooke Ziffrin.
We've been telling the stories of the rich and famous on the hit Wondery show Even the Rich, and talking about the latest celebrity news on Rich and Daily. We're going all over the world on our new show, Even the Royals.
We'll be diving headfirst into the lives of the world's kings, queens, and all the wannabes in their orbit throughout history. Think Succession meets The Crown meets real life.
We're going to pull back the gilded curtain and show how royal status might be bright and shiny, but it comes at the expense of, well, everything else. Like your freedom, your privacy, and sometimes even your head. Follow Even the Royals on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to Even the Royals early and ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus.
So then Maddie drops her glasses everywhere and makes a mess. So it's like, look at her. She's a terrible worker. So now it's nighttime, and Mia's going on a date with a guy named Troy, this hot guy named Troy. And they sit down, and she's like, hey, thanks for coming on a date with me. And he's like, yeah, the drive wasn't bad at all. I do it all the time, and I will continue to do so. So we find out they met on a dating app. And he was on his way he was driving to Charlotte, and she asked him out for coffee. And he goes, well, I'm driving to Charlotte, but I will turn around this car for coffee with you.
Mario energy. Do you see what I'm saying? That is Mario energy. I'm already 3 hours away. I will turn back and come back 3 hours for you, Princess Peach. and get whatever Instacart left off of your list. That is Mario energy. But he's way hotter than Mario.
He's like a
this
hot
guy
nut.
is hot.
This guy was so hot. I was like, oh my goodness. Why have we waited 5 episodes to see him?
Yeah, he is really hot. Nothing really happens in this scene. It's just like a nice date thing where we find out that Mia loves to play office trivia at
Yeah.
at the
Like
restaurant.
literal
She's
the
really into
office
the
trivia.
Office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's what did she say she's watched it consecutively 18 times over? That's a lot.
I think she said eight times, but maybe she did say 18. I don't know. I mean,
She's watched
it's
it a lot.
She's just so young. You know what I mean? Like 18? I think
18. That's a lot of The Office. That's a lot of The Office. That's a lot of The Office. That's like because
So she's into
ran
it.
for 10 years. It's a lot.
And she's like, yeah, if someone asked me what my talent is, I would be like closing my eyes and then just like turning on The Office. And like, even if I turned it off, it would still play in my head. So that's it. And
Troy's talent.
Troy's talent is catching things,
Yeah.
which
He's
sounds
like,
good to me.
if you stood 10 feet away from me and threw anything at me, I would catch it.
That is just the opposite of me. I was just telling my family the other night, please stop throwing things at me. They do this thing. At this point, I just think they're doing it on purpose, where they'll be like, oh, hey, Ronnie, we're playing poker. This is what we were doing. We were playing poker. And someone's like, oh, here's my chip. And they just tossed it at me. I was like, who do you think I am? You know I don't catch things. Like, my initial response is just like, start doing like modern dance with my hands in front of my eyes and just start flailing around and screaming like, I can't catch things. Stop. So I meet people like Troy and I'm like, this guy would kick my ass, but God damn it, he's hot. I would take it.
I also am very bad at catching things. I do like a kind of a weird like this. For some reason I put my wrists together and put my palms out. It's like a weird response. Like I don't actually like think of cupping my hands to like actually create a place for something to land in that I can clasp. I just sort of go like a ha. And
I just start batting it like this, like with both.
Yeah, and usually the batting happens afterwards. Also, by the way, I don't like when people throw poker chips. I learned recently that's
bad
called
manners. It's bad etiquette.
I learned recently that's called splashing the pot. And I was like, oh, I do not like when people splash the pot. Because people splash the pot all the time in board gaming in general. Like if you have to pay like a resource or something, they just like throw it onto the stack of resources. I hate it. It's like, ugh, you can't even be bothered to put it down like a civilized human being. Stop it.
Splashing the pot.
Yeah.
So they have a nice date, and he's like, well, listen, I just like, I'm not the kind of guy who like knows what's going to happen in the future, but my intention is to 100% date you. Okay, you're kind of creepy. You're hot. You're maybe giving a little too much for this. You just started, and you're hot enough to give this much, but you're coming off as thirsty because we're on a TV show, and suddenly you want to be boyfriends. But I'll accept it from you.
I'm accepting
because
it.
I'm shallow.
I'm accepting it because he's hot and he's named Troy. So that's like a really hot duo there. And I'm going to accept it until I don't accept it. That's what I'm going to say. So then we have.
I can't wait to see what a terrible person you turn into. Welcome to the show, Troy.
That will definitely come out. So then we have Trixie. Trixie Monocle has a song that says, "The ladies are back and we're not taking checks. The drop is cash only. Yeah, you know we want respect. Yeah, we demand it." So,
oh yeah, Southern Charleston, really a place where the cast members are demanding respect.
And what does that have to do with not taking checks? It's like cash only. Like you want respect, but you also don't take like Apple Pay. No.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think Trixie wrote this. I don't think Trixie knows what Apple Pay is yet.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that she's still stuck on checks for cash. You know,
this was a deep cut from 2002.
Taking checks. I've gotten tricked by that before. No checks, no checks, never checks. Even at a party, I won't have a mix that's made of checks. Checks. I go with power.
This was originally for Western Union. She was like, it was, I pitched this to Western Union, no checks, just cash. But they want to go a different direction. So it's really made me happy that I was able to use it in a different format. Finally give it a home after all these years.
Cash my fucking check. How many IDs or forms do I need to have? Just cash it. I don't got more than one form. Just cash it.
If it's a
Recommend check
problem,
cashing
we've got an
places.
ATM in the corner. Yes, there's a $3 charge, but you know what I charge? Your ass. Cash only.
I used to have to go to check cashing places back in the day, and they would ask for like 9 forms of ID. I'm like, if I could do that, I could get a bank account. Just cash my fucking check. For Christ's sake. I'm behind bulletproof glass. Just cash a check.
Yeah, I went to one of those once. It was interesting. Anyway, so it was like in Burbank or something. Of course, like that's like the most like if you're gonna go to like Western Union, you're gonna go to Burbank to do it. So Will and Emmy are at home now, and they're making food together. They're making a very rare steak. So Will is like, you know what's wild? The average person has probably opened about like 200 bottles of wine in their life, and I've probably opened 2,000 bottles of wine in my life. That is wild. I have to say, Ronnie, I was thinking, you know, when that guy Troy said that his talent is just catching anything 10 feet away, I was like, that's pretty wild. But then here comes Will, over-wilding, upping the wildness with this stat. Blew me away.
It's also embarrassing because, as Emmy points out here, trying not to make him look stupid, but you can see in her face that she thinks he's an idiot. She's like, you're a bartender, so... It's also kind of pathetic because if you do the math, like if you work 300 days a week and you open 3 bottles of wine a night, you're almost at 1,000. Like, how long have you been doing this? And only 3 bottles a night? Like, come on, bro. Make more. It's probably more than that. Anyway, I don't know why I'm doing math.
But also, is it like wild? Is it really wild that like, yes, someone who works in the profession of opening bottles has opened up, you know, 10 times as many bottles as someone who's not in that profession. Honestly, even if you weren't a bartender, if you were to tell someone, you know, the average person has opened up 200 bottles will open up 200 bottles in their lifetime, but I will have opened up 2,000 bottles in my lifetime. Is that going to be beneficial, that stat in your life? Is that, if anything,
I don't know that earns you much respect, really, in any circle. I don't even think
so.
like at AA, people are going to be like, "Atta girl," you know.
Yeah.
I mean, even there, they'd be like, "Oh, hugs," you know.
And
No
does it
chips for
really?
you.
Does it really carry the same weight if a portion of those are twist-offs?
So she's made dinner, and they're talking about, he's like still annoyed because Mia thought she had such a gotcha moment with me because she had some girl text her about me making out at some party with another girl. I was like, she did have a gotcha moment. You were totally gotcha'd. You were at a party, wasted, with some other girl in a bathroom for 30 minutes. You got gotcha'd, okay? She even had proof, and she even said it to your face on camera. Fortunately for you, Emmy does not care. So she's letting you off on this. Will 100% is guilty of this. 100%.
And you can see Emmy is like, of course I believe you. Of course I believe you. But like as she's like preparing vegetables to be roasted, she's like squeezing them to death. She's like squeezing these wedges of squash. So Will's like, I'm just like very grateful for our relationship because you trust me, you know? And like, I could never lie to you. And if I had kissed a girl when I was drunk, I'd be ashamed, but I wouldn't be afraid of it. She goes, yeah, and I know you wouldn't lie to me, which is supposed to sound reassuring, but almost sounds like a threat.
Yeah. She knows that he was lying. She knows. I think she doesn't care. I don't understand this, but I do believe that she believes it. It's super weird. So then Will is saying, you know, this would have been way harder if Emmy hadn't been supportive. You know, like if I was accused of something that I did, but then Emmy was mad, it would have been sucky, but like she didn't. So it's like better. You know what I mean? Yeah, Will. Yeah, we know what you mean.
Yeah. And Emmy's like, you know, who the fuck are you, Mia, to give me advice on relationships? She's dating 2 men always at once, and she never wants to admit it. Ha! So Will's like, yeah, misery loves company. If you date someone every 5 days, why do you want your friend to be in a 2-year relationship? Let's be real. Ha ha!
Yeah, they're not making very good points here. And also, I just wanted to put in an argument to the statement, misery loves company. I love misery, and I do not necessarily love company. I love being miserable and alone. Can you just let some of us live?
So now we go to Oisin at the island house. So he's got these two roommates, Caitlin and Eva, I don't know. And he's commissioned them to film his OnlyFans teaser content, which involves him in a Speedo in front of like cardboard boxes that he's like cut out, and he's like writing stuff. It's supposed to look like a lemonade stand, but it's a milk stand instead. This is the artistic vision.
That's creepy. First of all, can we not take innocent? Can we not take like the lemonade stand from everybody's neighborhood and make it some guy jerking off at us? That would be good.
That's true,
sir.
Also, I don't know about milk stands. I don't know about that as a concept. Like, hey, weary traveler, have a glass of milk on this hot summer day. It's just been sitting out here for a few hours.
Yeah. So these girls are hilarious because they are dying that they are getting to do this for him, you know, because he's like so hot and he's just so open about it too. He's like, well, here's what I'm doing. I'm jerking off on camera with milk. Okay, so go ahead and take my picture, girls. And so they are. And he's like, all right, here's the artistic direction. You're going down a road and there's a cute little milk bar. All right, it's just selling milk. It's a hot day. Milk. Got milk.
And then he tells like the really skinny blonde girl, he's like, okay, just write down on the box flap, just write down the milkman and then hashtag milk in bio, which is important because later on she writes link in bio. And he's like, oh, you're supposed to write milk in bio. It's fine. Link in bio works too. She's like, I'm sorry, you said link in bio. I just like that he was like really upset about his hashtag getting ruined.
So then he's talking about how Milkman's really popular on OnlyFans. And, you know, for a while, OnlyFans was just some extra money. But then his dream of becoming a rugby person came to an end with COVID. That sucks, but a lot of people are still playing rugby. I say get back out there, you know?
Yeah.
Listen, there's nothing I love more than a hot jerking off rugby player. I believe in you. Go back
like,
to it. Also, milk
milkman's
makes
my
me think of
brand.
dick cheese. Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
He actually should lean into rugby more. Like, I'm like the hot jerking off rugby player. I think that's hotter than the milkman because he's really trying to make this thing happen.
I'm the rugby player who jerks off on OnlyFans, right?
Yeah, that would be hot. Not like I'm the milkman. So then we have his tortured backstory. As a kid, I was trying so hard to be a professional rugby player, but my problem was that I couldn't get big enough. The only way I could get most calories into me was to drink milk. So I did a gallon of milk a day for 28 days. And I'm being honest, I'm lactose intolerant because of it. I was like, okay.
So I'm trying to look at the milkman. The milkman on OnlyFans that I'm finding is the real milkman. And the last thing he posted was August 30th, 2022. So this has to be a different one. Also, he doesn't even give you a taste. Like, I don't see anything. The Milkman OnlyFans. Let's see.
I'm called the Milkman. It goes down in the DMs. Is that the one that you're looking at? The real Milkman?
That's the one I'm looking at, yeah. Does Bravo actually link to it? Because on Bravo it says Oisin introduces his OnlyFans alter ego, the Milkman.
So there's another Milkman, and his actual handle is Deluscious Back. So
I see that on Instagram, but do you see that on OnlyFans?
I do. If you do a Google search for the Milkman, he shows up, and it's at Deluscious_back.
Oh, okay. Okay, better. Oh, my goodness.
Some people like 2%, while others want the full fat. Who wants that milk? Oh, and he sells merch?
Oh, my gosh. Milkmanmerch.com. Let's look at it. His butt is very nice. Now, he doesn't give a ton of teasers either, but he does give a teasy, because that's the word for butt.
Yeah.
Very, very, very
He's hot.
cute.
I mean, I think he's hot, because I think actually he's hot because he does have some swagger, which I think is hot. But I don't know if the milk thing I don't think that contributes to him being hot. I think it's just it's just weird. It's not my thing.
Well, you could buy Milkman shirts. You could buy Milkman leggings. You could buy
literally everything. You know what?
BH full. Again. What does it say? Irish toast tea. Oh, it's about Irish toast. It says, and before she the gam will go to the.
If he were smart, he would send us some free merch. Yeah, that's me trying to squeeze some free merch out of the Milkman. By the way, you know the one thing the Milkman doesn't sell?
No pun intended.
You know the one thing the milkman doesn't sell? Milk.
What?
Milk. It's literally in your name.
To be
It's
fair,
a
it doesn't
profession.
really travel well, but he could sell like little milk cartons that you drink, you know, like little water bottle milk cartons or something, or like glass milk carafes. You know, he could sell those that you could take to the office and stuff. Like maybe put a lid on it.
Also, by the way, so I guess he has 1.5 thousand. He has 1,500 likes, which to me, I don't know OnlyFans stats. That feels a little low, right?
It takes time, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I'm not really an OnlyFans person. I'm afraid of like running into the neighbor on there because I feel like every time I turn on Grindr or anything like that, it's like it's 1 foot away from you, you know? And I'm like, oh God, it's the fucking neighbor, you know? And I just feel like I'm not in a world where I need to see my neighbors jerking off. It's just not how I am. I want to see unattainable people jerking off. And also I live by a lake and there's a lot of like lake people around here. I don't want to see like the local lake people jerking off. Okay. I want to see a stranger with a gym membership. That's what I want to see. I want to see my neighbor covering himself in milk.
The thing is that in LA, it's like, I feel like everyone does OnlyFans here in LA. It's wild. So I feel like, yeah, going on to OnlyFans is literally just to see what your neighbors are up to. I've never actually paid for an OnlyFans thing.
Hey, I'll pay you $20 in your DMs if you'll turn down your fucking music, you little rascal.
Well, also, by the way, like OnlyFans content inevitably trickles out onto Twitter. So you just have to wait and then it'll be
No
there.
pun intended. Again.
Really milking this segment. Ha!
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
So the producer asks him how he discovered that milk was sexy. And he doesn't, I don't understand this answer. He's like, well, honestly, I had a threesome in Mexico. And it was like, we're only going to do this if we involve 5 liters of milk. And it was magic. It's like when people sweat, but this is milk, so you can see it. I'm like, okay, that's, I guess, an interesting story about milk in Tulum. But then why were you, but why
It's
were
like,
you
wow,
inspired?
being covered in liquid, it was like sweating, but it's milk.
But why did you want the 5 liters of milk in the first place?
I guess it was a request. I don't know. I can't really tell. I don't know. Who knows?
This was definitely
So,
like sponsored by the Dairy Farmer Association of America or something.
well, milk has had a rough go of it, I feel like, in recent times. Everyone's villainizing milk, you know? And now look, you know, everybody wants milk again. So one of the girls asks his price, and he's like, well, if I'm doing a video where my ass from a fucking pipe or my milk pip's coming out, that's $19.69. Can you imagine you're looking at an OnlyFans page. You want to make it hot, all right? It is $19.69 right here.
You know, I really have I have a passion for my OnlyFans. OnlyFans, people think it's a game, but it's art. Milk's cheap. I'm expensive. Okay, settle down, Bjork. Okay, this is not performance art. This is you pouring milk on your body.
So have you
in a
had
driveway.
milk lately? I mean, I know you just bought milk, but milk is not cheap, okay? Milk is $19.69 a gallon. So
Yeah, this is an expensive prop, an expensive, like non-sustainable prop. Maybe do like you're now like the Afghan man, and you like cascade an Afghan over your shoulders or something, and let it trickle down onto the floor, and then you pick it up and you do it again.
Yeah. I'm still sticking to my gluten-free, man. I think that's so hot.
Gluten-free bread.
Yeah. Gluten-free pita chips. Tonight at 6 p.m., whoever comes on my OnlyFans will see me crying about being triggered while I eat gluten-free pita chips.
Listen, all he has to do is put on a freaking rugby shirt with those big stripes and just have no pants on and just lie there. And it's like, okay, that is just so much more effective than milk.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move past OnlyFans. Every time an OnlyFans thing comes up, we will talk about it after because we're pervs. So let's go to Joe Bradley putting some dairy product into a salad. He's making a caprese, all right? And you know why? Because Sally's here. Knock, knock. Hey, it's me, Sally. Hi, Joe. It's me.
You know, I'm not a chef, but I think it's like fun to do this together. So I was wondering, could you help me? So she's like, sure. And so he's making chicken parmesan. And he's like, yeah, I've been like cooking since like this morning. And then we see he's only been cooking for 10 minutes when he put the ragu in the pot.
He's like, one thing that's really embarrassing about me is I don't have wine glasses. The last time I had Grill over for dinner, it was like, oh my God, never. This is the first time.
I love all these personality traits we're finding out about people. One thing that's crazy about me is if you throw something at me and I'm 10 feet away, I can catch it. One thing that's crazy about me, I don't have wine glasses.
Yeah. I think the producer was like, we really need to know more about this cast. And they're like, okay, Joe, tell us something about you. I don't have wine glasses. So.
Something that's kind of embarrassing about me, I don't have wine glasses. So he's like, you know, when the last time I had a girl over for dinner was? She's like, when? Never. This is the first time.
So then they're making the food, and he's like, you know what? Like, no matter how many times people come up to me, and they're like, Joe, you must love being single. The grass is always greener, you know? Because I'm going to be 28 soon. So, like, I want romance. I'm a romantic guy, you know? Like, I want to find love in this hopeless place of Charleston.
Yeah. I'm like a romantic guy. Now, hold on while I smash this chicken with a frying pan on my day. Bonk, 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 bonk. So, then they're basically eating their chicken parm. And he's like, you know, there's something special about Sally. You know, she's beautiful. She's charismatic. I think she probably has personality if she would ever talk. I don't have to worry about her judging me or like her not understanding my career. She just like gets it. And to find like a girl that I want to take home to my mom who also works at Republic, it's kind of like perfect.
Not that my mom also works at Republic, but she totally could. She's a badass, and she's hot. That's neither here nor there. Something you might not know about me, my mom's hot.
Something that's kind of embarrassing is my mom doesn't have wine glasses either. I guess it's hereditary. So I'm getting to the point where I don't get fulfillment from like a one night stand or dating a million girls a week. Like, yeah, what even defines being exclusive? Like, how many dates does it take before you decide you're exclusive? You know what I mean? Have you ever thought about marriage, Sally? Do you think we should maybe just get married? What do you think, Sally? She's like,
I don't know. I mean, I don't know like how many dates it really takes, but like I think you just have to feel it, Joe. Am I right, Joe? And he's like, yeah, I guess we have to feel it. So Sally invites him to her best friend's wedding. He's like, love weddings, want to be in one, when's ours? Is that too fast?
Can I bring a frying pan in case anyone needs some chicken smashed? Just want to know. So then
we go to Grace Lilly, and she's at Liam's house. Liam, who is already spinning out of control as a stalker, crazy person, which we sensed in episode 1 when Liam was introduced. We figured this was the case. Wow, Liam really spinning out of control.
Yeah, and we go to his disgusting hovel of a home. Sir, you're on television. Could you at least try to put something in order? It was disgusting in there. And it definitely was the sort of place that someone who was fixating on a woman would live in. Like, this is what I imagine stalkers' homes look like. All that was missing was some sort of, like, yarn map on the wall to, like, geolocate Grace Lilly. And so...
this is definitely like a 4chan set, for sure.
It really is. So she comes over and she's like, hey, so I feel like we should talk real quick. You know, I'm sorry I couldn't come over yesterday. I just feel like we needed a breather. And I feel like you're stressed out with work, even though you don't really work, but we just like to pretend that you work, even though you're just on 4chan all day. And I'm stressed out with work too, because like the other day I filled up a jug with juice, but I didn't like the color of that juice. It was real stressful for me too. So we're both dealing with a lot of things.
She's like, you know what? Seeing this side of Liam, like, it's real hard. Because, like, Liam's, like, so jealous. Like, he thinks, like, I had some past or something. And he's like, Liam, how come you're so upset about my past? Why? Liam, you went through my phone and then you got mad at people I was texting. Come on, Liam. What do you think Grace Lilly also, first of all, nothing Grace Lilly does would make this guy worth it. I think she should kick this guy to the side. He gives really, really bad vibes. And I like my Grace Lilly. She's crazy. Get her away from him. That said, what do you think it's like dating Grace Lilly? Who do you think she's texting on there? Like, what do you think he came across on her texts?
I don't know what it's like to date Grace. I feel like Grace dating Grace Lilly means being late to a lot of events, waiting for her a lot. I think you're holding her purse. I think that, like, if you're dating Grace Lilly, she is the one in control, and you are Mario, basically. And I think that this guy, you have to be Mario, and this guy's giving Waluigi. You know, it's not a fit. That's not who Princess Peach goes for.
Well, we know that they've already had an argument because he's like, okay, well, you've never cheated on me, but you have cheated with other guys on Messenger and stuff like that. That counts. And she's like, not in a while. Not in a while. Come on.
I haven't
been doing that with his block now.
I can't believe she was flirting on Facebook Messenger. It's like being like...
She was like, play Facebook Messenger cheating. That's funny.
Yeah, it's like I caught you cheating. You were flirting with someone in a Yahoo group. So Liam's like, well, I have a past too, and I was hooking up with someone else when we met, but I told you the truth about that. She goes, yeah, but that guy, I literally hung out with him in Mykonos, but I didn't fuck him, and you just don't even believe me.
So wait a minute, he caught you texting someone that you were with in Mykonos. Come on now. And he's like, but what? These things are just a cherry on top, okay? Like, well, I just want a girlfriend. And she's like, but I'm here for you. Okay? Now, if you want me quicker, just get on Messenger. I'm on there a lot. But it's actually real dependable. It's basically like texts.
And now we get to the crux of all this. He's like, but I've asked you countless times to go to the gym with me. I got a membership that I can bring you anytime I want. And like, you haven't come with me once.
Real big spender there, Liam. He's like, I got a guest pass and you won't use it?
I told everyone at Planet Fitness my pretty girlfriend's going to come by and know it. They had never seen nary one side of you.
She's like, well, I'm sorry. It's like, yeah, but like the girlfriend thing, it's like, all I mean is, like, maybe you go to the beach with me instead of going to the beach with Maddie. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, so he wants more out of this, and he's not going to get it. Okay, you can't date Grace Lilly and expect to get attention. Okay.
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
For a moment, I almost was like, oh, I see. Like, she's just not giving him, like, she wants to spend time with her. But I was like, no, but he woke her up in the middle of the night going through her texts. That is lunatic behavior. And this right here, I just want more time with you. This is all bullshit. And he's possessive and a jealous person and probably evil. And we'll see him on 48 Hours Mysteries someday. So Grace tells us, Liam.
That's 3 days.
Liam is literally depleting me at this point, okay? And she's saying, I've been lost and I've been feeling like I haven't been fulfilling my purpose in life. Grace Lilly, what is your purpose in life? Tell us. I would like to know.
I used to hula hoop. When was the last time I did that? You know what I'm saying? I need to concentrate on me, Liam.
I am not a caged bird. I am a free bird, and you cannot pluck my feathers. Although I guess having my feathers plucked has nothing to do with how free I am, but that is neither here nor there. Please do not pluck.
Don't pluck my feathers? What am I, a chicken? Don't eat me.
I'm now realizing that I'm so much better on my own. I must fly with all feathers intact.
So then we cut to everybody kind of doing their thing for the day. Emmy's getting her clothes ready. Maddie's working on her DJ set. And by working on it, I mean pressing play and then like putting her arms in the air and dancing around. Joe FaceTimes his hot mom talking about Sally. He's like, guess what I did for Sally, Mom? I cooked Nanny's chicken parm.
The fact that it's called Nanny's chicken parm is like literally so funny. I guess what's funny to me is it seems like he's from an Italian family, and I just don't imagine. I imagine like all Italian grandmothers are referred to as like Nonna, right? But I just don't expect Nanny. Nanny's like such a British. It feels so British, like Nanny's chicken parm.
So then we go over to Mia's house, and TJ comes over. And she's like, why didn't you knock? He's like, oh, I was just vacuuming the hallway. Sorry, hold on. Almost done. And okay, how's it going? Nice place. Wow.
This is pretty nice. I see this very large unvacuumed area with broken glass. What happened to your bar cart? He's just like, let's just say things are going really well with Troy. So they sit down and they're drinking wine on the couch, and then TJ gets like a text, goes, oh, hold on one second. I made $700 from sales yesterday. Oh, that's right. You don't work at Republic anymore. Sorry, bitch. Sorry.
He's like, oh, by the way, Sally, what a bitch. I keep catching her in lies. So Joe and Sally had a date the other night. Joe cooked her dinner, and then she told Joe she worked all day, but actually she got off at 2 o'clock, went home with my roommate Gaston. Actually, her and Gaston made out. So I don't think they've had sex, but that's, by the way, Gaston, talking about thirsty cast members making it around. He's made it onto 2 Bravo shows this week. Congratulations, buddy.
Yeah, congrats, Gaston. You made it, like, now Gaston is dating Taylor. He made it references on 2 Bravo shows without actually being on the shows. Amazing. Not even being seen. So Mia's like, oh my God, they made out? And like, by the way, I'm not making out with people I'm not having sex with. Yeah, they did. And they can make
I love that moral standard. I will only make out with people I'm fucking. So
yeah, unlike Pam. So TJ's
so I fuck 20 people a week, so I can make out with them. I mean, that's how it would work. That's how it would work in my mind. I don't understand that line. Isn't making out more innocent?
Listen, I want to talk some more shit about that slut. Okay, they can make out as much as they want. That's fine. And by saying that's fine, that means it's not fine. I'm going to be judgy about it. But it's the fact that she's lying to Joe and saying nothing's wrong with Gaston, nothing's going on with Gaston, and then Gaston's helping her pick out the outfit for her date with Joe. So Mia's like, oh my God. If I were her, I would just own it. Know what I mean?
Yeah, own it. Own it. Own it. That's what I'd say. Just own it. And then the next day, she invited Gaston to lunch, and then she told Gaston she didn't want to even date Joe. And Mia's like, damn. Well, that's his karma for playing with me, for playing me last season. That huge storyline that happened in the last 5 minutes of the episode, of the very last episode of the season, which I will carry around until the day I die.
Trust me, you're not going to play my best friend and my roommate. Welcome to Charleston. This is a small-ass town, bitch. It's like, okay. Something tells me
it's a little hard there.
A little hard. Sally must have like knocked over a stack of vacuum bags because he's really pressed about this.
Oh yeah. So then people are getting dressed for work. It's time to get going, and then Emmy's like, "Oh my God, well, this is huge. Well, I got an email from Leah CEO. It's crazy. It said, do you want to die? Pick this up. Read this email immediately. We'll self-combust in your face if you don't open it." And I did. And guess what? They're testing me. Oh, my God.
Maddie will be absent from work tomorrow due to a DJ gig up the street. We need someone to step in and lead the lineup from a VIP perspective. This would be a good way to trial out taking lead. Signed, ownership/Leah.
So then we go to the house that Maddie's staying in, and Maddie's like on her turntable. She's like, hold on. What's up, Oisin? Hold on, let me take a break from my art. What's going on, bro? And he's like, afternoon, how's it going? I just spermed into a gallon. It was nice. There's only 1 gallon in town, so I've had to keep refilling it over and over, but finally got some sperm in there. Got a little dick on my cheese. My cheese and my dick. Anyway, how's it going with you? Sorry. Got the cheese and the dick backwards, though.
Why?
It has happened the other way around, too, so.
Why do you look like a pimp? It's like, oh, don't worry about it. It's just a G thing, you know. I got a little diamond in my tooth last night. What do you think? Don't worry. I'll take it out before work. I love that, like, there's like a dress code at Republic where if you have a diamond on your tooth, it's like unacceptable at Republic.
Well, I'm just putting my set list together because I've got new music and like I have to see how the crowd likes it. One of them is called Latte because every time I start playing, they start making a latte and that makes a lot of noise. So I'm just gonna like work it into the set. Brilliant, right?
Yeah, check out this artist. This is called Mohawk. Check it out. Oh my God, that was so fresh. I'm so excited. I feel like I have like a million questions to ask James Kennedy. Like, when you press play, do you do it like quickly or do you like do a light tap or do you press hard? Like, these are like the intricacies I need to find out about.
She's never meet your heroes. That's my warning. So then we go to Republic and Emmy's moving tables around and Joe's saying hi to everybody. And Emmy's like, oh my God, I'm getting the opportunity right now to prove myself to Leah, CEO, and ownership, who I would say by name, but I really want to be on my best behavior tonight.
Yeah, and she's like cleaning containers, and she's like, I can't believe Maddie left this so fucking dirty. So now they're having their lineup meeting. And so Emmy comes in, she goes, all right, guys, how are we doing? Are we doing okay? And Joe goes, yes, queen. All right. So I just want to say thank you to Miss Aria for coming in tonight and filling in for me since I'm filling in for Maddie. This is a big night tonight. We got a lot of energy happening. Okay. We got limes that have been sliced, lemons that have been juiced. We got letters on signs. We're going to do this and we're going to show ownership. Who's the new ownership around here? Is everyone with me? Can I get a hey? Can I get a hi? Can I get a hi? Yeah, it's pretty good. You're really crushing it, Sally. You're doing a great job.
I love that girl who we saw in the kitchen last week who she was complaining to, the girl with bleach blonde hair.
Yeah.
It's like, you got a girl. You know, she reminds me of her. It's like, you got a girl. And she's nodding like, you go. You are the boss today. You are the winner of the day. Guess who I'm going to take orders from? You. I don't even care about customers. It's all you, babe. You earned this.
She always looks like she just had a terrible phone call with her mother. Like, you don't believe what my mom just said. You know what she had to say to me? She told me the only reason why our TV is broken is because I didn't get my nails done with her this morning. She always puts everything on me.
She looks like one of the daughters who used to work at the Skylanes bowling alley bar next to the snack bar that I used to be the chef at when I was 14 and 15 years old. Thank you, everybody. Let me just bow. But she taught me how to tie cherry stems with my tongue. So, you know, just seeing her on TV, I can smell the Benson and Hedges menthols from here.
Yeah.
And God, I miss you. That's all I'm trying to say.
So TJ is in a snit again because Sally has walked in and he's like, it's hard to see Sally come into work all into Joe because I know what she's done. And I'm afraid Joe's going to get heartbroken and I don't want to see him getting played. Okay? So I'm going to be awful and ruin their happiness.
So then Maddie is walking to the other club, and James is in there signing T-shirts. It's like, hey, it's me, James Kennedy. I'm signing a T-shirt. Hey, you might want to have a chance to sign a T-shirt, because I remember when I was you, just starting out, you know, the way you're starting out. No T-shirts to sign. I just remember walking into J. Crew and thinking, what a bunch of blank fucking T-shirts. One day I'm going to come in here, and someone's going to ask me to fucking sign every one of these goddamn things, and here I am. No one knows who you are. Who cares? Here's a Sharpie.
You see what I'm saying all right now? It's called a chair. Guess what? When I started out, I was sitting on toilet paper. Now I'm in a chair. That's what you can look forward to, okay, Matty? That's what this career trajectory can do for you. You go from toilet paper to chair, and then after chair, bar stool. Okay, never stop dreaming.
She's like, oh my God, James is so super cool. Like, I do feel like he's a little bit like, you know, like you better listen. Like, there's a lot being said. He's James.
He's not saying anything. He's like, everybody.
He's like coked up out of his mind. Like, who are we kidding here? She's like, oh my God, he has so much energy. He's like, I sure do love markers. Take this marker. Take it. Hey, guess what this shit is made out of? Cotton. Sucker bitch. Cotton bitch.
Oh my God, he's so dope. And making this connection with James could be huge for my DJ career. She's one step away from being in Nocella. So James is like, how long have you been a DJ? What's the story, you stupid slut? And she's like, well, I feel like I want to dive in the DJ thing, but it's like hard because I'm also like running a nightclub kind of. I'm sort of like ownership unofficially. And I just like question, can I have it both? Can I have the DJ life and work in a club at the same time?
It's like, well, you really need to be dedicated to it, whatever you're going to choose. And she's like, yeah, I want to do it, but you know what? Like, it's like really expensive to upkeep my Uber Eats, my nails, my Botox. I'm an expensive bitch. I mean, this costs a lot of money. I can't just like wait around for DJ gigs.
Yeah. The work-life balance is so real for her.
It really is, man. Once you get... Listen, I'm never going to be able to quit this job. You know why? Because I started getting Botox. That right there, you're stuck doing whatever you want to do. Like, you're a prisoner to it. Because, no offense, not that I consider this being a prisoner or a prison, but, like, I'm never going to be able to quit because otherwise my face is going to fall directly to the floor, okay? It's going to get caught in TJ's vacuum. So... That's it. I'm stuck. I get it.
Oh, no. That's a terrible fate for your face. It gets caught. TJ's vacuum just down there waiting to pick up Botox faces, for like ex-Botox faces.
Finally got that bitch.
It's like sharks rolling under a ship. So now it's time to go to Republic. And everyone's got the spark. We see sparklers and birthday signs and all that usual stuff. And then Joe's outside talking to Sal. And he's like, hey, Sally, I want to sleep over. And like, can I come over? Like maybe tomorrow I'll make you Nanny's pancakes. She goes, maybe. He's like, maybe? He goes, huh, we'll have to see how you behave tonight.
So Emmy's like, oh my God, look at me working. I feel like I've been doing this job for like 10 years now. Okay. Like, I hope Leva realizes how hard I've been working for this. Like, I need to be a 10 out of 10, like full on 10. Like, I need to be so good at this that Will wants to take it into the bathroom. Wait a minute. Too soon on my own references.
I need to be too soon, me. I want to go from being the one who squeezes limes to being like, hey, squeeze limes. God. What my life will be like at that point. So now it's back to Sally, and she's like, so Joe, can you at least button 2 of your buttons when I'm working? Because no, it's not good for sales. I'm like, yes, I'm sure your cleave is really what's gonna get people into this club.
And Bradley's like, come on, guys, no canoodling at work, guys. So then we go to Maddie's gig, and Mikkel shows up, and he shows up exactly how he probably shows up to everywhere he ever goes. Like, he probably shows up to Barnes & Noble like this, just screaming and wooing and then dancing on a table.
Yeah.
Sir, please get off the table. No, we're doing this.
He's like, I just want a copy of Fourth Wing. So Madison
That's Todd from...
he turned into Todd.
Miami.
Todd from Miami. This is why you shouldn't rent. You should spend that money buying young adult fiction like Fourth Wing. So Madison's like, I'm so excited.
And rice, whatever happened to in couscous, am I right?
Interview with a vampire, more like interview with a real estate maven. So Madison's like, I'm so excited. Like literally there was like a line down the block at 8 o'clock trying to get into this coffee shop tonight. This is huge, huge.
And she's like, yeah, like I've been sober 9 years, but like DJing is my drug. It's my high. Cause like, it's like what surfers call the Green Mile.
And on stage,
Morgan Freeman just pops through a wall. He's like, I made it. I finally made it. Oh God, I did all that digging and all I get to do is listen to this shitty gig in a coffee shop, but I'm here.
I really feel like playing my music and showing my art is, in my own way, my own Shawshank Redemption.
So then she does her set, and James comes out kind of in the middle of her song and takes all of the audience attention because it's, just girls who watch Vanderpump Rules wooing a lot. And so she just quits in the middle of a song and goes back to her friends and dances on the table. She's like, yes, I did it.
Yeah. He's, hooray, pop! And she's just like fist bumping on the side. This literally reminded me of being at a frat party. And I just love that they're treating it like they're in like the Sahara tent at Coachella. And it's just like a small room with some like tourists just dancing. So,
am I right? Who are we to judge a dream?
You're right. So now we are back at Republic, and Emmy is like, okay, James Kennedy might be in town, but we're better, everyone. I was like, there we go. That's the pep talk you need to give.
All right, did you get that sign ready? Okay, good. It says better than James Kennedy, you stupid bitch. TJ's like, I wrote that last part. So they take it out with sparklers, and then TJ's like, Sally, can I speak to you for a moment outside? And so he takes her out, and he's like, so, how are you? Great. So what did you think about the date with Joe? You fucking lying harlot, chicken parmesan eating. That chicken parmesan, you didn't have the right to eat that chicken parmesan.
Do you know I've worked for 4 years to get Nanny's chicken parm, and I still haven't had it, and then you just waltz in here, get Nanny's chicken parm, and then you sleep around with Gaston? I'm not going to stand for it.
And he's like, yeah, well, I get home, and then I hear you were hanging out with Gaston leading up to the date. You also made out with Gaston before the date. You just want to pretend you're some little girl reading books up a street, saying hello to all the neighbors.
She's like, beauty. What?
You're a hooker. You're a hooker bitch trying to steal Gaston.
Hooker and the Beast. That's what that should be called. So she's like, what? What are you talking about? And he's like, yeah. And, and he helped you pick out the outfit. Guess what? He lives with a gay, and you didn't even come to me for outfit advice? How dare you? How dare you? And the next day, Gaston picked you up at 8 a.m., and then you guys did hook up that morning. Ha! I'm like, what? TJ is like a little bit too invested in this, if you ask me. I'm actually not even believing TJ anymore, because she seems so confused by all of it.
I don't think she looks confused. I think she looks like, oh shit. I think he totally got her. I mean, Sally, what the hell? You're hooking up with Gaston at the same time? There are cameras everywhere. What do you think you're getting away from? Or what do you think you're getting away with here? No one is going to get away with this here, ma'am. Okay?
So he's like, you're gaslighting Joe at night. She goes, I'm not gaslighting him. I just don't want to see someone I care about getting hurt. And I also want to have some of Nanny's chicken parm, please.
So then Joe sees them. He's like, "Why are you guys talking? Why are you guys talking like right now outside? Okay, like this girl could get cold, and she's gonna be my future wife. Sally, are you cold?" And TJ's like, everything's fine. Everything's fine, Joe."
So he just like walks. So he walks away, and then Joe like goes for a kiss, and he's like, "You can't kiss me at work, Joe." So then Joe goes inside because he thinks that TJ has been acting weird. So he's like, what happened? Like, why'd you talk to her? Like, while you're working? That's like crazy. Why would you do that, TJ? And he's like, I found out that she was with Gaston before y'all's date, and they made out before your date. He goes, what? They made out?
Yeah, right before. And then they went to lunch together, and she told Gaston that she didn't even want to be with you or like date or anything. He's like, oh. But, like, that was Nanny's chicken parm. Like, sorry, you wasted. It was wasted on her. So he goes out. She's like, hey, babes, hey. He's like, I want to call Gaston because you went to lunch with Gaston. You made out with Gaston, and you made out right before our date. That's like a serial killer move. All right, that's what serial killers do. They go to lunch before chicken parm dates. Gotcha.
No, I call him. He goes, it's just weird.
Killers of the chicken parm moon. Gotcha. Gotcha. Martin Scorsese, okay? Caught. You are caught.
Silence of the chicken parm. That's like just like makes me sick. It like makes me more sick than I was after I tried to make Nanny's chicken parm. Turns out medium rare, not the way to go. So Sally's like, I was with 5.
Shouldn't do that with chicken.
So it's like, I was with 5 other people, which sort of sounds funny. It sort of sounds like she's saying, no, I wasn't hooking up with Gaston. I was hooking up with 5 other people.
I know. I thought that was funny, too. But she's like, what are you talking about? I mean, there were like a lot of people. And she's like, Joe, can I talk to you? He's like, no, I'm calling Gaston. You better wait. Boop, boop, boop. Beep, Gaston busy. It's like the voicemail for Gaston. He's like, damn it. She's following him around. He's like, get out on the floor. I'm telling you as your boss right now. Get out on the floor while I wait patiently for Gaston to call me back.
I feel like an idiot. I feel like all my friends tell me I put trust into people too soon. And I thought Sally was going to be my way to prove them wrong. And then you hear the truth. And it like all comes crashing down. It's like, Joe, why were you also trying to pursue a romantic relationship with a direct report to you? Like, you shouldn't have been doing this in the first place. This is on you. I don't feel bad whatsoever.
With a direct report to him? What do you mean?
Well, that meaning that like Sally works under him and reports directly to him, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, yeah. Gross. Yeah, you're not supposed to be doing that in the first place, Joe. Okay.
Yeah. So this is all your fault.
We'll see what Leva has to say about this next time she's running errands and happens to stop by to see if the kitchen that's never open is open.
Also, by the way, producers, you kind of messed up because for us to really care about whether or not Sally was doing something behind Joe's back, you have to give us more of Joe and Sally than them standing in front of the club for like 5 seconds once per episode for 2 episodes. Okay, come on. It's called building up a story here.
Well, it's also just kind of the culture of where they are, at least from what we've learned from this show and from Southern Charm. Like, they're trying to make these big bombs dropping about cheating, but they all cheat all the time.
Yeah.
So it's like, am I supposed to care that Trevor cheats? We know Trevor cheats, you know? Or like, am I supposed to be surprised that Will's cheating? And like every 5 minutes, like, and that person cheated. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, durr.
So now Joe's...
Okay.
What?
Oh, sorry. I thought it was over. I was going to say, okay, now we're moving over to the next show.
I mean, it's pretty much over. Basically, Joe goes and calls Gaston. And, oh, yeah, you said this part already, actually. I didn't realize you said this. So, yeah, he calls Gaston and leaves a voicemail. And he's like, it's just the shittiest thing I can imagine.
So now let's go over to Real Housewives of Potomac. So
Real
this
Housewives
one we're just going to do a catch up on because it's, you know, it's not having its best season. It's the most entertaining
Yeah.
season. And like we say every week recapping this show, this has been the best show on Bravo for years. It's been the best Housewives for a long time, and it rightly earned its place up there. But they kind of hit a snag this season where they just decided to keep the whole cast, even though the cast refuses to film with each other. And
Yeah.
so we're seeing a lot of fallout because of that. Also, you heard this week that the producer got fired, right?
I did not hear
The
which one.
showrunner.
Was it Eric Fuller?
Yes, Eric Fuller supposedly, and I read this from Reddit. Hi, Reddit, thank you. I read that he got fired from this and Atlanta. Someone was posting
Good.
his LinkedIn, and he was saying, hey, guys, I'm looking for a job if anybody knows anything. So it looks like at least they're making an effort.
Well, maybe that was the problem because, Atlanta had a terrible season and Potomac's not having a good season. And if this guy's in charge of both those shows, they have these large production teams. So I don't know if he was in charge, but if he was in charge, then it seems like they did the right thing. Because I have to say one thing with this episode, it was not, oddly enough, it was actually a better episode to me than the past few weeks because even though there wasn't a lot going on, and it was actually obviously a more serious episode, which is another reason, why we're just going to check in on it because like it deals with really, really heavy stuff that I don't think it's like appropriate for us to be joking about. But I noticed that this episode did not have a whole bunch of the shenanigans. It did not have a bunch of like on-screen post-production silliness and drawings and jokey stuff and fake like old-timey movies. It just like had people talking with who they're talking with. And it's like the show is much better to me because of that. They just, it may not have been the most lively episode, but it was definitely a better episode in my mind.
Yeah, it was a good episode. A couple of scenes that stood out. Wendy and her mom, hilarious. Wendy is just not going to be able to outrun. Like, Wendy really does think everybody's just a moron on this show. And it cracks me, and the audience, I mean. Wendy is constantly just trying to spin this narrative, which I get that they all do. That's part of their job. But Wendy, you cannot get me to believe that your mother did not call Leba and tell... threaten the other lady with the shrine. And so she's like, okay, I'm going to have the scene with my mom. After last week, she made it like, oh, my mom is in surgery. And they called the mom and she's like, it's going to take 10 minutes. She's like, please call me when you're out. And so she calls her mom in and the mom's like, okay. She goes, how was your surgery, Mom? She goes, well, listen, it was elective. And so I have to deal with it. She's like, what do you mean it's elective? Mom, this is not what we talked about.
Remember in Texas?
Mom's just sipping, like...
Mom's like, oh yeah, it was elective, but then the one in Texas was not elective. She like changes her story. And then when Wendy says like, oh yeah, this girl NECA says this and that, she tells the story, and the mom at first is like, I never called. And she goes, but then, Lebby and my sister, she goes, oh, well, I did call Lebby and I did say, it's easier to make an enemy than it is to make a friend. It's like, okay, so you did call and you did say something.
You called her and threatened her ass. I mean, come on.
Like I could see an interpretation where she's saying, listen, it's so hard to make friends. Like, why don't you like work at this friendship? But I can also see how saying that sounds totally like a threat.
That's totally a threat. Hey, you know what? It's easier to keep your friends. Like, don't you want to have your friends rather than make an enemy? Like, basically, because what she was accused of was everybody knows who I am. You better watch your ass if you're going to mess with my daughter in this town. So it makes sense that she's calling her and being like, do you want me as your friend or your enemy? Also, Wendy's not loving these answers because she knows exactly what it looks like, and her mother does not give a fuck, and it's cracking me up. And when she's telling her mom, yeah, Mom, I mean, Leb, why would you call, you know her, right, Leb? She goes, oh, Lebby, yeah, well, we're so close to Lebby that she's like our other daughter, right?
Yeah,
like, Lebby's like my other daughter.
After Wendy in Texas was like, I don't know Lebby, and her mom is now like, yeah, her mom is like, she's like my other daughter. And then she's like, and then the thing with the shrine, and she goes like, the shrine, I mean, the only shrine I know of is the Saint So-and-so's in downtown Baltimore, which is a Catholic shrine. So basically, I like the way that scene ended. She goes, if I see this woman, NECA, you know what I'm going to do to her? She's like, what? I'm going to pray for her. I'm going to pray for her.
She's like, oh God, don't say that.
Then we had...
So now we have confirmed that the mom thinks Lebby is like a daughter, but only loves Catholic shrines. Okay, everybody? So put that in your pipe and smoke it, guys. Totally bought that one.
We also have a cooking scene where Mia and Gordon go to learn how to make pasta with Robin and Juan. And the scene opens with Juan walking into the building, but first taking a call to do his job search. And his job search was like, come on, you got to hire me. You got to hire me. You got a job. I hear there's a job. Come on, help me out. Help me out. Got to hire me. Come on, hire me. Come on. You got to hire me. All right, let's do some cooking.
Yeah. He's like, come on, coach. Come on. Make sure to call him back. I'm really trying to get this job. Okay, we can go in now. So they go in and listen, I think anybody who's ever made handmade pasta, you'll probably disagree with this. I don't know. What do I know? Why would you? Just buy it boxed. I mean, what a pain in the ass. Jesus Christ. Like the whole volcano and the flour and the egg and the flour and then, you know, sit there and then rest it and then boil
agree.
some fucking pasta.
There's like good quality pastas out there that are really good. I mean, it was funny because watching this, I was like, you know, maybe I should just try it once. I think I'll try it once, but generally speaking, it's a lot of counter space, a lot of mess. I don't, you know, you have to have a machine. I don't have the machine unless you're doing some sort of hand cut. It's too much. And of course, Robin and Juan are totally unable to put eggs in their little volcano hole. I don't know how you messed that up, but they did. So they're making their pasta, and while they're making their pasta, you know, God bless Mia. This is where Mia really shines, being fully messy. So she's like, now, Juan, I'm going to ask you, because I've heard the story from Robin, and I've heard it from the news, and I've heard it from a lot of people. I just need to know from you. So the girl... So you pay for a hotel room with a credit card. You were the girl. So she's basically asking Juan to like explain himself, and he's like, yeah, no, I went to the hotel and I did it. Mia goes, so you know, like you can do that over the phone, right? Like next time you're gonna do it over the phone. You're not gonna go there in person. Right.
Oh my God, he was just so uncomfortable. Like, and Robin was not jumping in to help, and he was just stuck. And he's like, you know what? I'm a person, and I make mistakes. She's like, oh, glad we got to that part. So they make pasta, and that's pretty much that. But it was good to see Mia fucking call him out. I loved it. Because, I mean, obviously he's still lying, you know, but he doesn't get to just yell at Mia and walk off. He had to like sit there and deal with it.
Yeah, she did a good job of calling him out. Like when she said, you could have done this over the phone. And then she talks more about like she's really living with the guilt of what happened with that lawyer who they were dealing with who had passed away. And then we have Giselle. Giselle does some self-defense with Grace because Grace is going to go off to school. So they do some self-defense classes. And then Karen and Ray. Karen's like, Ray. Now, you know, now that I'm like the 20, I do have to say something to you. Like, I really didn't appreciate it. I got off the call with my cardiologist. And the first thing you did was like, you started yelling at me. You started yelling at me when I was just right. He was like, I was trying to leave the house. I would not have taken anyone's call except for yours. But you were yelling at me, Ray. He's like, I'm sorry, Karen.
He's like, tea times will not wait. And she's like, oh, Ray, I had 5% calcium in my heart, Ray. So, Ray, we need to discuss when your wife has 5% calcium in her heart, Ray. He's like, oh, for fuck's sake. You know, I should be in Miami right now. So she has an event for PAVE, which is a foundation for women who have been raped. So she has like a lunch with a luncheon thing for this, and everyone goes. It's a really sad, it's a touching episode, I guess I would say.
It was touching,
But one thing that was cracking me up in all of this was it's the most serious thing ever, but then Karen just kept going, now let me tell you something about Giselle. Giselle's going to be there for me, all right? Giselle and I have ups, we have downs, we have straight forwards, we have arounds, we have 1 yard, we have another yard, we have a fence in between. I am the fence. And that's how that goes. And then it'll be 10 minutes later, and she's like, here's one thing I'll say about Robin. She will show up for me. We may have our problems down the road. 10 minutes later, here's what I'll say for these girls. They come here. They come to places where there's lunch that I'm at with lunch. They will come. They will show up.
Karen was doing a speech like she won an ESPY award or something. Like she Or it's like the varsity dinner at the end of the season, and she gets up to compliment the team. She really was taking a victory lap. But but the scene was moving. It was also really, it's you see how many people on this cast alone have unfortunately been the victims of sexual assault, and it just makes you really reflect on really how widespread it is and how terrible it is. And Mia actually has to step away from the table, and she gets like very emotional, and we learn like actually a little bit more about the fractures of her relationship with Jacqueline, because Mia's incident happened when Jacqueline had left her for the night, and Jacqueline's boyfriend at the time sexually assaulted Mia. And so that's like, it was very, it was like she was really crying, and it also it gives some insight as to why their relationship last year was just so uneasy, because there's real dark issues between them. So that was that.
So that was Potomac. So we will be back with that over the season. There's so much going on right now on Bravo, so we're just choosing
the things that make us laugh the most. Yeah.
Yeah. And this week it was Southern Hospitality, but obviously never giving up on this show. We love this show, and hopefully with this news, with showrunner changes and stuff, it looks like the network is going to be making some necessary changes. So we'll see.
We will see. But everyone, thank you so much for being here. Get your tickets for the Crappies at watchwhatcrappens.com. And we are going to catch you on the next episode. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Strolling the park with Caitlin Clark.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Itchels. Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas. She's never scary, it's the Green Fairy. Jamie, she has no last namey.
Hava Nagila Weber. Know your worth with Jason Kurth.
She's the wind beneath our Jennifer Wing.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's always supplying, it's Kelly Ryan.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
The Bay Area Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender. We want to hang with Liz Lang. The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
Give him hell, Miss Noel.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke.
Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
She's quite the catch. It's Victoria Cotchett.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.
Hey, Prime members, you can listen to Watch What Crappens ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the Amazon Music app today. Or you can listen ad-free with Wondery Plus in Apple Podcasts. Before you go, tell us about yourself by completing a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.